Welcome back to BikeBeat. So here it is, the 2026 Honda CB500X. A bike that has quietly but steadily built a reputation over the years as the ultimate go-anywhere, beginner-friendly adventure tourer. And now, with the updates Honda has rolled out this year, the CB500X feels sharper, smarter, and somehow more confident in its role than ever before. You might not notice the changes at a glance, but believe me, they've made a difference where it matters. Over the next few minutes, we'll walk through what's new, how it performs, and why this might be the most well-balanced midweight ADV bike you can buy today. Right off the bat, what you'll notice is the redesigned bodywork. Honda's moved away from the softer lines of the past and given the 500X a more angular, aggressive look. The new LED matrix headlight and taller, toolless adjustable windscreen scream Mini Africa Twin, which is no accident. They've drawn visual inspiration from their larger adventure bikes, but kept the proportions lean. It's a compact bike, especially compared to the 650 and 700 cubic centimeters competition, but it doesn't look cheap or toy-like at all. In fact, in person, the CB500X looks way more premium than its price tag suggests. Speaking of price, the 2026 CB500X starts at $7,599 in the US, £6,999 in the UK, and around €7,790 in Europe. That's slightly up from last year, but with the new TFT dash, upgraded suspension, and a few electronic tweaks, it still punches above its class in terms of value. Let's talk about that engine, still a 471 cubic centimeters parallel twin, liquid-cooled, double overhead cam. But for 2026, Honda's retuned the ECU and worked on the throttle response, particularly in the low to mid-range. Power output is a familiar 49 horsepower at 8,600 RPM, and torque is now rated at 43 Nm at 6,700 RPM. On paper, those numbers might not turn heads, but in the real world, especially in urban and twisty riding, this engine shines. It's smooth, eager, and surprisingly flexible. You can short shift and cruise lazily, or rev it out and have some real fun. On the highway, it sits comfortably at 70 to 75 miles per hour, with enough in reserve to make overtakes without stress. Fuel efficiency remains a major highlight. You're looking at real-world figures of 65 to 70 miles per gallon, or around 3.5 liters per 100 kilometers. With a 4.7-gallon tank, that gives you a realistic range of over 300 miles. For commuters, weekend riders, or even long-distance tourers, that's a huge plus. You spend less time filling up and more time enjoying the road. Now let's get to the part that a lot of CB500X owners have been asking for: suspension. Honda has finally equipped this model with a Showa 41mm SFF-BP fork up front. That's the same spec you'll find on bikes like the CBR500R and even the older CB650R. It's not fully adjustable, but the damping is more controlled, especially when riding over broken pavement or dirt tracks. Out back, the rear monoshock has been retuned and still offers preload adjustment. It's not designed to soak up motocross whoops, but it handles gravel, potholes, and spirited riding with far more confidence than previous years. This suspension upgrade alone transforms how the CB500X rides. The chassis remains a steel diamond frame, but it's been slightly revised and lightened. Combined with some weight savings across components, the 2026 model is now about 7 pounds lighter than before, putting the wet weight at 424 pounds, that's around 192 kilograms. And it's a well-balanced weight. Whether you're filtering through city traffic or standing on the pegs for a light trail ride, it never feels top-heavy or awkward. This is one of the most approachable ADVs out there in terms of maneuverability. Braking is handled by dual 296mm discs up front with two-piston Nissan calipers, and a single disc out back. ABS is standard, and it's been recalibrated slightly for smoother intervention. While the brakes aren't sport bike sharp, they're progressive and confidence-inspiring. Just what you want on a bike aimed at all-day versatility. The tires are a compromise 19-inch front, 17-inch rear, designed to handle both tarmac and light off-road work. From the factory, it comes with Dunlop TrailMax mixture tires, which are decent for mixed conditions but easily swappable if you have more aggressive riding in mind. Electronics-wise, Honda is still keeping things simple, thankfully. You now get a 5-inch full-color TFT display, which finally replaces the dated LCD unit from past models. The new dash includes Bluetooth connectivity for call and notification alerts, and even has a basic turn-by-turn navigation system when paired with the Honda RoadSync app. There are 3 ride modes now: Rain, Standard, and Sport. Rain mode softens the throttle and maximizes traction control, Sport sharpens everything up, while Standard is a balanced, everyday mode. Comfort is another area where the CB500X consistently delivers. The seat height is 32.8 inches. Accessible for most riders, even those around 5 feet 6 inches or so. The seat itself has been redesigned with slightly firmer foam and a more supportive shape for long-distance riding. The handlebars are wide and swept back just enough to keep your wrists relaxed. Peg positioning is neutral, not cramped, but not too dirt-oriented either. You can stand comfortably when needed, though if you're serious about off-road work, you might want wider aftermarket pegs. Wind protection is excellent. The new windscreen is taller and now tool-less adjustable, a huge improvement. It deflects wind cleanly at highway speeds and helps reduce fatigue on longer rides. Add to that the surprisingly effective handguards and a relatively quiet engine, and you've got one of the most fatigue-free bikes in this class. The build quality on the 2026 CB500X is, in typical Honda fashion, excellent. Everything feels tight, nothing rattles, and the switchgear, while not fancy, is tactile and well laid out. You can get it in 2 new color options this year: matte pearl Morian black and a deep crimson red metallic. Both look great in person, especially with the new angular tank shrouds and redesigned rear section. If we're talking competition, there's quite a bit to consider. The Kawasaki Versys 650 offers more power, but it's heavier and less suited to off-road. The Yamaha Tenere 700 is the more hardcore adventurer but comes at a higher price and demands more from the rider. Royal Enfield's new Himalayan 450 is rugged and cheap, but can't match the refinement or all-rounder nature of the CB. The Suzuki V-Strom 650 XT? Fantastic on-road, but bulkier and more expensive. What makes the CB500X stand out is how effortlessly it blends city usability, weekend fun, and light touring in one extremely polished package without ever feeling intimidating or overly complicated. At the end of the day, the 2026 Honda CB500X isn't about being the most extreme or the most powerful. It's about being that one bike in your garage that you can ride to work, take on a weekend trip, or tackle a forest road without second-guessing your choice. It's reliable, easy to live with, and rewarding to ride. Whether you're a new rider stepping into the world of adventure bikes or a seasoned one looking for a no-fuss, everyday explorer, the CB500X just works. So, is it perfect? No bike is. Some riders might want more power. Others might want more aggressive off-road capability. But what the CB500X offers is balance, and that, more than anything, is what makes a motorcycle great in the long run. Honda knows exactly what this bike is supposed to do, and for 2026, they've made it better at doing it. If you're looking for a dependable, versatile midweight adventure bike that doesn't cost a fortune and does everything well enough without any drama, then this might just be your next ride. Thanks for riding with us. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth takes on bikes that matter, and drop a comment below. Would you pick the CB500X over the competition, or are you holding out for something else this year? Until next time, ride safe and stay curious. This is BikeBeat signing off.